There comes a time, sooner or later, when every person faces a moment of decision. You're tired. You're frustrated. The results aren't showing. The path feels longer than you imagined. And in that quiet, private moment, the easy way starts to whisper. It says, "Why are you doing this to yourself?" It tempts you to stop, to settle, to slow down. But let me tell you something. The easy way is never the best way. The road to success was never meant to be easy. It was meant to shape you, mold you, break you down, and build you back up into something stronger, something greater. Because here's the truth, you don't build character on the days you feel good. You build it on the days you feel like giving up but don't. You build it when you force yourself to keep going, even when everything inside you says to stop. You see, success is not for the most talented, not for the most gifted. It's for the ones who stay in the game when others check out. It's for the ones who say, "I don't feel like it, but I'm doing it anyway." That's where the real victory is. And that's what we're here to talk about today. The quiet strength of staying the course. Because the dream you want is just on the other side of not quitting. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. You see, the real battle isn't out there in the world. It's not the market, not the economy, not your competition. The hardest battle you'll ever face is the one between your ears. The war you fight every single day is the one against your own doubts, your own fears, and your own desires to take the easy way out. In fact, the greatest force that shapes your life is not the world around you, but your ability to control what's inside you. Success is not to be pursued. It is to be attracted by the person you become. Think about this for a moment. How many times have you set a goal? How many times have you been excited about the new plans, the new ideas, and the future you're going to build? You have the vision, you have the ambition. But somewhere along the way, the excitement fades. The distractions kick in. Your mind starts looking for ways to justify quitting. The pain of discipline, which once seemed like the only way forward, now feels too heavy. And that's when the real test begins. Will you choose the pain of discipline, or will you give in to the weight of regret? This is the point where most people stumble. They don't realize that success isn't about waiting for the right conditions. It's not about motivation that strikes you like lightning. It's about discipline. It's about getting up, showing up, and doing the work even when you don't feel like it. Discipline is the muscle that gets stronger every time you force yourself to keep going, even when it's hard. And here's the thing, every time you push through, you get closer to the person you were meant to become. Now think about that. It's easy to overlook. But regret doesn't just show up. It piles up, it builds. It settles into your bones, into your mind, and you carry it with you like an anchor. You don't notice it at first, but over time, you feel its weight. And every time you look back, you wonder, what if? What if I had kept going? What if I hadn't given up? What if I had pushed just a little harder? But discipline is light. It doesn't have the weight of regret. It doesn't hang around dragging you down. It's light like a feather. Because every small step you take, every bit of effort you put in, is worth its weight in gold. And when you make discipline a habit, it becomes your constant companion. It doesn't ask you how you feel. It doesn't care about your doubts. It simply tells you, keep going. The key is to learn how to keep going even when it's hard. This is the moment where you need to build that mental strength. The truth is, if you can't master yourself, you'll never master your life. If you can't push yourself when you feel like stopping, you'll never reach your full potential. The first victory is always over yourself. Don't wish it was easier, wish you were better. It's in those moments of struggle, when you're feeling like giving up, that you grow the most. You grow not because things are easy, but because you decided to take another step. You decided to go further when the world was telling you to stop. This is where the magic happens. When you force yourself to keep going, You discover a new level of strength you didn't know you had. Here's the truth: success is not an accident. It's not about being in the right place at the right time. It's about making the right choices. And the first choice you have to make is to keep going when everything inside you says to quit. It's in those moments when you keep moving, when you force yourself to stay disciplined, that you create momentum. And momentum is the key to everything. Momentum in your work, momentum in your attitude, momentum in your relationships, momentum in your health. The more you keep going, the easier it gets to keep going. Why? Because every time you take action, you reinforce the belief that you can do it. You build your confidence. And the next time you face a challenge, you'll already know that you've faced worse, and you made it through. The few who choose discipline over comfort will always outperform the many who choose comfort over discipline. So ask yourself, are you willing to push past the discomfort? Are you willing to force yourself to keep going when it would be easier to stop? Because this is what separates the dreamers from the doers. The ones who make it from the ones who fall short. It's the ones who keep going that reach the top. Success is predictable. It's not luck, and it's not magic. It's hard work, discipline, and the courage to keep moving forward, no matter what. So, force yourself. Because, my friend, if you keep going, you'll get there. And when you do, you'll look back and realize that all the struggles, all the hardships, were worth it. And that's the beauty of it. The major value in life is not what you get. The major value in life is what you become. There are moments in every journey where it feels like progress has come to a grinding halt. You've been working hard, putting in the time, making sacrifices, and yet the results aren't showing up as quickly as you thought. It's like you've reached a plateau. You can't see the next step. You've hit a wall, and the temptation to stop is stronger than ever before. It's in these moments when most people give up. They think, I've done enough? Maybe it's just not meant to be. But I'm here to tell you, this is the moment you have to push the hardest. You see, progress is rarely a straight line. It's not always about a constant upward trajectory. In fact, sometimes the path to success feels like you're walking in circles, or worse, running in place. But I want you to understand this: plateaus are not permanent. They're temporary tests. Life is asking, how bad do you want it? Progress slows down for a reason. It's not meant to stop you. It's meant to teach you something. And if you don't quit, you'll find that what seems like a plateau is simply the ground beneath your feet before the next great leap. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines, practiced every day. The key is not to get discouraged. This is where so many people falter. They confuse the absence of visible progress with failure. But I want you to take a step back and ask yourself, what have I learned? What have I gained from this time of stillness? When you hit a plateau, it's a sign that you need to look inward. Maybe it's time to reassess your approach. Maybe you need to refine your strategy, focus on your weaknesses, or gain a new skill. But whatever you do, don't stop. Because the people who push through the plateau are the ones who reach the next level. Imagine a runner hitting the wall in the middle of a marathon. The finish line is still far off, but it feels like the race has taken everything from them. The muscles ache. The mind says stop. But the runner who succeeds is the one who ignores the voice of exhaustion and takes just one more step. That's the key. You don't need to make giant leaps every day. You don't need to have everything figured out. You just need to keep putting one foot in front of the other. The plateau will pass, and with every step, you get closer to the breakthrough you've been waiting for. Progress doesn't always come in bursts. Sometimes it's built in the quiet moments of persistence. The truth is, plateaus are where growth happens, even when we can't see it. Just because the results aren't immediately apparent doesn't mean you're not moving forward. Think about planting a seed in the ground. You water it. And for days, weeks, maybe even months, nothing happens. But underneath the soil, roots are forming. The seed is pushing its way up, even if you can't see it. The same is true for you. When you hit a plateau, it may seem like your efforts are invisible. But the foundation you're building in those moments is what will allow you to rise higher than you ever thought possible. And here's another thing: when progress slows down, it's your character that gets tested. This is when you find out who you really are. It's easy to push hard when the results are coming fast and easy. But the true test of your character is when things get tough, when no one's watching, when the applause has faded, and when the goal seems farther away than ever. This is when you find out if you have the strength to keep going. This is when your commitment, your discipline, and your passion will carry you. This is where success is made. Don't wish for less problems. Wish for more skills. If you feel stuck, remember the plateau is a sign you need to grow. And growth is uncomfortable. It's supposed to be. If you're not uncomfortable, you're not pushing hard enough. The plateau is where you refine your skills. It's where you learn to master the art of patience. It's where you develop resilience. But you won't get there if you quit. You won't get there if you listen to the voice that says, "This is good as it gets." So, what do you do when progress slows? You do what you've been doing all along. You show up. You keep putting in the effort, even when it feels like nothing is changing. Because success is not a moment. It's a journey. And this plateau, my friend, is just a part of that journey. It's the transition from where you are to where you're going. And if you can make it through this, you will be amazed at how much stronger you'll be on the other side. The day you stop trying, the day you stop pushing, is the day you stop living. A push through the plateau. Don't let this moment define you. Let it refine you. And in the end, you'll look back and realize that this was the moment that made all the difference. When the why is clear, the how is easy. A purpose. It's more than just a word. It's the fuel that drives your every action. It's the foundation of your journey. The reason you wake up in the morning, and the force that propels you when the world seems to be pushing you back. Without purpose, all your effort is like a ship without a rudder, floating aimlessly. But when you connect to a strong why, you unlock the power to keep going, even when everything else feels uncertain. Let me tell you something. The power of purpose is unstoppable. When you know why you're doing something, the how becomes much clearer. It's not about figuring out all the steps first. It's about having a clear, unshakable reason for why you're putting in the work. When your purpose is strong enough, it gives you the strength to overcome obstacles, face adversity, and push through challenges that others would consider impossible. A man without a purpose is like a ship without a rudder. Think about it. When you face hardship, when the road gets tough, when doubt creeps in, what keeps you going? It's your purpose. Your why is the anchor that holds you steady when everything around you is shaking. And this is where many people falter. They start the journey, they work hard, but they don't have a deep enough why to carry them through the inevitable storms. And when the storms come, as they always do, they give up. They stop before they reach the breakthrough. But here's the truth. The power of purpose is what turns a dream into a reality. If your why is powerful enough, you'll find the courage to keep going no matter what. Your purpose will give you the strength to overcome any obstacle, to rise above any setback, and to push through every difficulty. This is where many people miss the mark. They focus too much on the how, on the strategies, on the tactics. But all the strategies in the world won't matter if you don't have a purpose that drives you. Your purpose is the compass that guides you through the tough times. The more you know why, the easier it is to keep going. Your why needs to be more than just a goal. It needs to be bigger than any obstacle you'll face. It needs to be the fire that fuels you when the motivation fades. It's the reason you get up at 5 a.m., the reason you keep pushing when you're exhausted, and the reason you keep going even when the results don't show up right away. Without a clear sense of purpose, you're just going through the motions. You're hoping for success but not giving it a reason to come. And don't mistake this for just the grand life-changing purpose. Sometimes your why doesn't have to be something massive. It could be a desire to improve, to learn to grow, or to show others what's possible. It could be a commitment to becoming the best version of yourself, or it could be the desire to set a good example for your family, your children, or your community. Your purpose doesn't have to be world-changing. It just has to be meaningful to you. The secret to living is giving. The key is to find something that stirs your heart, something that excites you and pushes you beyond your comfort zone. Your purpose should pull you forward, even on the days when you don't feel like moving. When you know your why, every step, no matter how small, feels like progress. Because it's not about instant gratification. It's about building something worthwhile, step by step, day by day. So, what's your purpose? What's the reason you're working so hard? What gets you out of bed when the world is telling you to stay down? If you have a big enough why, the how will take care of itself. I'll tell you this, when you know your purpose, when you're clear on why you're doing what you're doing, everything else becomes easier. The hard work becomes less burdensome. The obstacles become less intimidating. The failures become stepping stones, not roadblocks. And that's the power of purpose. It gives meaning to everything you do. It turns every challenge into an opportunity to grow, to learn, and to move closer to your dream. It is not the strongest of the species that survive, nor the most intelligent, but the one most responsive to change. When you have a purpose that's bigger than you, bigger than your current circumstances, it gives you the strength to adapt. It makes you resilient in the face of change. It helps you stay the course even when things aren't going according to plan. This is the secret. When your why is strong enough, you don't need motivation. You don't need someone else to tell you to keep going. Your purpose will push you. It will drive you forward day after day, until you reach the destination you've been working so hard to achieve. So, I ask you again, what is your why? And more importantly, how strong is it? Because it's the strength of your purpose that will determine how far you go. It's the fuel that will power you when the road gets tough. And let me tell you, the road will get tough. But if you stay true to your purpose, if you keep your why in front of you, you will go places that you never imagined possible. But the difference between where you are and where you want to be is what you do every day. There's a powerful truth in this quote. Consistency is the secret. Success isn't built on the rare moments of brilliance. It's not the grand speeches, the dramatic breakthroughs, or the overnight achievements that change the game. No, it's the small, steady actions that you take every single day that accumulate into massive results. It's about showing up when you don't feel like it. It's about putting in the work even when you don't see immediate rewards. The key to success is not found in the occasional effort, but in your ability to keep going, no matter the obstacles. Why does it matter so much that you keep going, even when things aren't moving as quickly as you'd like? The answer lies in something simple, yet profound. Every small action compounds over time. It's easy to become discouraged when the road is long, when your progress seems slow, and when results aren't immediate. But success doesn't happen in a flash. It happens in the accumulation of small steps. The person who wins in the end is not the one who does something huge all at once. It's the one who keeps going every day, no matter how small the progress might seem. Success is the sum of small efforts, repeated day in and day out. Think about it. Imagine planting a seed. You don't see the tree overnight. You don't wake up the next day and see the full-grown oak. It takes time. It takes consistent care. And for a while, it may seem like nothing's happening at all. But what's really happening is that those small efforts are building the foundation for something much bigger. The same principle applies to your journey. Every time you show up and put in the effort, no matter how insignificant it may seem, you are laying the groundwork for future success. It's not the big actions that matter the most. It's the daily habits, the consistency, the willingness to keep going even when results aren't obvious. Don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better. It's easy to become disheartened when the path is not as smooth as you'd like. We all want instant results. We want the rewards now. But here's the hard truth. The rewards go to those who endure. There's a certain beauty in persistence. The ability to keep going even when the road is unclear. When you keep going, even when the progress feels slow, you are forging a path that will eventually lead to the success you desire. It's the act of showing up and continuing the work that builds the character necessary to succeed. You may not see the fruits of your labor today. You may not see the results tomorrow. But I promise you, each step you take, each moment you don't give up, is a step closer to where you want to be. The ability to keep going is what separates the successful from the unsuccessful. It's not about being perfect. It's not about getting everything right. It's about consistently showing up and doing the work day after day. Success is never a straight line. It's a winding road full of twists, turns, and obstacles. But as long as you keep going, as long as you persist, you are creating the conditions for success to emerge. The winds of adversity blow on everyone, but they don't blow on everyone the same. The difference is what you do with those winds. Why does it matter that you keep going? Because every time you choose to push through adversity, you are building strength. The challenges, the setbacks, the moments of doubt, those are the moments that shape you. Those are the moments that define your character. The struggle is not the enemy, it's the teacher. Every time you face difficulty and choose to keep going, you are becoming the person capable of achieving your goals. Each struggle is an opportunity to grow, to learn, to become stronger. And the more you push through, the stronger you become. But why do people fail? Why do so many give up when success is within their reach? The answer is simple: they stop too soon. They hit a plateau, they face a setback, and instead of pushing through, they give up. They quit just before the breakthrough happens. But here's the truth. The most successful people are not those who never experience failure. They are the ones who fail, get up, and keep going anyway. If you stop now, you'll never know what could have been. But if you keep going, you'll eventually reach a place where all that hard work pays off. If you are not willing to risk the unusual, you will have to settle for the ordinary. Why does it matter to keep going? Because the alternative is far worse. The alternative is to settle, to accept mediocrity, to give in to the voice that tells you, it's too hard. Just quit. It's not worth it. But let me tell you something. The cost of quitting is far greater than the price of perseverance. If you quit, you guarantee failure. But if you keep going, even in the face of adversity, you guarantee that you'll eventually reach success. It's that simple. When you keep going, even when the going gets tough, you start to realize that success is not a destination, it's a journey. And the journey is full of challenges, setbacks, and obstacles. But it's also full of opportunities to grow, to evolve, and to transform into the person capable of achieving your dreams. The key is to keep going. Keep showing up. Keep taking action. Because the only way to fail is to stop trying. The major key to your better future is you. So let's make this clear. Why does it matter to keep going? Because it's the only way to succeed. It's the only way to build the life you've always dreamed of. It's the only way to become the person you were meant to be. The person who keeps going when others quit. The person who pushes through when others give up. Keep going, and you'll find that success isn't as far away as you think. Every moment you keep going, you are one step closer to the life you want. Success is inevitable when you don't quit. So, don't stop. Don't look back. Keep moving forward. Because everything you've ever wanted is waiting for you on the other side of your persistence. When you feel like giving up, Remember why you started. There's a moment, maybe you've felt it, when the weight of your dreams feels heavier than the dream itself. When the results are slow. When the motivation is low. When everything inside you whispers, maybe it's time to let this go. That's the moment. That's the turning point. Not just in your journey, but in who you are becoming. Because the true power lies in not quitting. In pressing forward when everything says stop. In continuing the work when no one is watching and nothing is clapping. That's where the transformation happens. Perseverance is the hard work you do after you get tired of doing the hard work you already did. Quitting is easy. Quitting feels safe. It gives you an escape from pressure, from pain, from facing the unknown. But here's the reality. Quitting doesn't take the weight away. It transfers it. It becomes the weight of regret. The weight of what could have been. The weight of a life half lived. See, there's a hidden cost to quitting. And it doesn't show up today. It shows up 5 years from now, 10 years from now, when you look back and realize the door to your breakthrough was just around the corner. But you turned back. What most people miss is that the power of not quitting isn't just about getting the result. It's about who you become in the process of not giving up. You develop something far more valuable than just a goal achieved. You build character. You build trust with yourself. And most of all, you develop the mindset that says, no matter how tough it gets, I keep moving. That mindset, that's rare. That's powerful. That's unstoppable. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Discipline is born in those moments of resistance. It's built in the silence, in the sweat, in the tears that no one sees. That's where strength is forged. And that's why not quitting matters so deeply. It's not just about continuing the path. It's about building the muscle that will carry you further than motivation ever could. Because motivation is temporary. Discipline is permanent. And discipline is what shows up when everything else walks out. Look around at the greats, those who've done extraordinary things in business, in art, in sports, in life. What separates them? It's not always talent. It's not always resources. It's not even opportunity. It's resilience. It's grit. It's the refusal to quit when it gets hard. They kept showing up when no one believed. They kept writing, creating, training, building when no one clapped. They pushed through rejection, failure, and doubt. Not because it was easy, but because they made a decision. I don't stop. You cannot change your destination overnight, but you can change your direction. And maybe that's what you need to do today. Not give up, but shift. Adjust your strategy. Pivot your approach. But don't stop moving. Stagnation is the slowest death. It convinces you to stay comfortable while your dreams decay in the background. Don't fall into that trap. Let your heart beat with purpose again. Let your reason for starting fuel you once more. You may not have all the answers, but you do have one thing that changes everything: the decision to keep going. The beauty of not quitting is that it brings clarity. Each time you push through the fog, the next step becomes visible. You don't need to see the entire staircase. You just need to take the next step. And with each step, your confidence grows, your belief strengthens. And eventually, you become the kind of person who not only achieves goals, but becomes an example for others. Think about it. How many people are watching you silently, waiting to see if you'll keep going? Your kids, your peers, your younger self. The version of you that dared to dream in the first place. You keeping your promise to yourself gives them permission to do the same. You become proof that success is possible. Not because it was easy, but because you refused to quit. The ultimate reason for setting goals is to entice you to become the person it takes to achieve them. That's it right there. You don't just chase the goal. You chase the growth. You chase the transformation. And quitting robs you of that evolution. When you stick it out, when you keep showing up, you step into the best version of yourself. You earn the pride that only comes from fighting for something worthwhile. From staying in the arena, bloodied and bruised, and saying, I'm not done yet. So let me ask you one final question. What if today was the day you chose not to quit? What if today was the day you decided that no matter how slow the progress, no matter how heavy the burden, no matter how far the finish line, you're not giving up? Because here's the truth. You're closer than you think. And the world needs what only you can give. So keep going, keep building, keep believing. Because the power of not quitting is the power to change everything. Well, my friend, let me leave you with this. You've heard it all today. The discipline, the pain, the struggle, the reason, and yet the reward of not quitting, of staying the course, of becoming more than you ever imagined. Not because it was easy, but because you decided it was worth it. Don't wish it was easier. Wish you were better. Don't wish for less problems. Wish for more skills. And don't wish for less challenge. Wish for more wisdom. That's how you build a life of value. That's how you leave a legacy. By staying strong when the average man quits. By continuing to move when everyone else stops. By refusing to give up on yourself. Because the world doesn't need more people who quit. The world needs more people who finish. People like you. So get back to work. Pick up your tools. Reignite your purpose. And remind yourself why you started. Your future is still waiting. It's not behind you, it's ahead. So don't stop now. Keep going.